Hello, YouTube. How you doing? It's me, Miss J. Here I am again in the lovely Champagne Dreams Productions branch office. Welcome. Hopefully this works. Those of you who didn't see the earlier takes will never know the craziness that we went through, but this is actually take 3 of trying to do this live. I reset my modem and my router, and hopefully everything is good. In my office, this building, they're doing a lot of construction. They're putting in like a VA clinic. We love that. We're here for it. But the construction has left my internet connections a little bit unstable, shall we say. And I'm not here for it because I pay an exorbitant amount. Hey, CJ. Hello again, Ellie Mae. Hello, Mama Champagne. But yeah, I got a box today from MVNDI Makeup that we're going to talk about. So I thought I would come on and do an unboxing. And yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that in a second. First, I also wanted to talk about my fabulous Alpha Flight shirt. Isn't this cute? So Alpha Flight, I am such a fan of all of the X-Men comics, especially from the 80s and 90s when I was really collecting. I loved Alpha Flight. And I found this new t-shirt company called Nosta Soul. So I really do love Atomic Cotton. My friends Zach and Erica in Kansas, they have a t-shirt company. They do a lot of horror and sci-fi, and it's all black shirts mostly. Every once in a while they'll do something on another one, but they kind of get a pass because they are doing like legit screen printing. So they print all in like usually black t-shirts. Every once in a while they'll do a special run, but they do carry big sizes. I've been ordering a lot of my shirts as I've been trying to get more of my like 80s nostalgia, Barbie and She-Ra and all of those. I've been ordering a lot from Once Upon a Tea and 80s Tees. And the problem that I always have with those two companies is that they'll show you a whole bunch of fun t-shirt colors. They'll have like 15, 20 colors of t-shirt. But then when you select the plus sizes, it's like black, heather gray, dark heather, white, maybe red, maybe blue. And so that's always kind of annoying that like it looks like there's going to be all these options for different t-shirt colors. And then when you go to select the plus sizes, it's just not there. So I found this company called Nosta Soul, and they do a lot of these like superhero. A lot of it is like art from the comic books, things like that. And when you select the plus sizes, all of those t-shirt colors are still available. So I think that I'm pretty sure that they had PayPal because usually I don't order from a place if they don't have PayPal. But I was like, you know what? I'm just going to order a couple shirts to start to see because I've never ordered from them before. I don't know what the quality is, and I will say that this is like the thinnest little t-shirt ever. Like it's not a warm t-shirt. This is great for the summer. It's not great for this time of year. But when you select the plus size options, all of the colors are still there. So you can get pink and 2 different shades of green and yellow and purple and all of that kind of stuff. So I really love it. So I ordered like 3 t-shirts. I got a Batman 66 on purple, and then I got Batman and the Outsiders. I do love Batman and the Outsiders, but I felt like wearing my Alpha Flight today. So I do really like Nostasol. Obviously, this is not sponsored or anything. I just am really loving this t-shirt today. It is a little bit thin, but like I said, great for the summer, just not as great for now. But now it's hoodie weather. I'm always in a hoodie anyway. So just wanted to tell you about that because I was very excited, and I definitely will be back to Nosta Soul to pick up some more things. Also, for those of you who saw my last declutter, we had talked about these palettes. These are from What's Up Beauty. And I had said, because they're all magnetized and a lot of them have some very repeat shades. And I said what I was going to do is I was going to take all the shades out and I was going to build my perfect, because I love this packaging, this like reflective iridescent packaging. This is the Dragon Eye palette. I said I was going to create my perfect one of these palettes and then declutter these two. Well, as I was rearranging, I put all of the purpley pink shades, and I actually really liked this palette too. So I am going to keep 2 of these, but I am still going to get rid of this one. So we're going to take a look at my redesigned What's Up makeup. So here are kind of the leftover shades. And this is the Desert Monsoon palette. And here you can see very kind of lots of boring neutrals. Awesome Alpha Plate story arc. I definitely want to hear about that. Hello, KK. Yes, we are back. I figured I had to restart the modem and restart the router, and just it seems to be working. Hopefully, we stay connected. So this is the Desert Moon. These are the ones I decided to get rid of. Pretty basic. Even like these greens. I love green, but like, and they do match my outfit for today, but these kind of more olivey army greens, I'm less excited about. The ones I decided to keep, look at how beautiful. I mean, I do love this packaging as well. This is really beautiful packaging, the Geodes palette. And then once I put all of the purple and pink shades in here, look at how pretty that is. I was like, well, obviously you have to keep that. That's gorgeous. I would definitely use that. Once I got them all together, I was like, that's really cute. And I just kept 4 mattes. We've got these 2 down here and then these 2 up here. And then the Dragon Eye palette. I'm very excited about this. So here you can see I kept the most sparkly, most interesting, most colorful shimmers, and then we kept 4 mattes down here. We've got kind of a light, a medium, and a dark brown. And then we've got that fun kind of mustard color that I thought would pair really well. And then just those 8 really gorgeous, impactful shimmers. So yeah, so I don't mind all of it in sage green. They're just my least favorite greens to work with. And so when I was getting stuff ready to go, I was like, this can probably go. There's nothing wrong with these colors. They're just less to my kind of liking. So that's the update on the declutter, is that we have recluttered the Geodes palette. We're going to keep 2 of them and we're going to get rid of Desert Monsoon. So that's going to go into my declutter pile. But now let's talk about MVNDI Makeup. And I think Janet, hello. I saw Janet said hello. So Janet had reached out to me and she said, she was like, "Would you mind if I contacted a brand on your behalf to like send you stuff?" And I was like, "No, I don't mind." So she's always talking about brands that like I haven't discovered yet. And I'm always very excited because if you follow Janet on Instagram, she's always got really fun looks, and especially her lip products. Always, always on point. And so she was talking about MVNDI Makeup. And you can tell me, I think I figured out, and I think we've talked about this in the chats before, because they spell it with a V, but I think it's MVNDI Makeup. And then you can see even makeup, they spelled like it with a V instead of an A, but also a V instead of a U. And so this is the box they sent me. So it's kind of a customized little fun box. And so she had talked to them and picked out some things that they were going to send me. And I decided to also place an order. And they must have seen my order come through and saw that it was the same. And so they packaged it all together. So I ordered a couple of things, and then there are, I think, 6 things that Janet had picked out to have them send to me. So at some point, I'm going to do some sort of like look or something, but I thought we'd do an unboxing and just kind of get first impressions. I did open this up just to make sure that both orders were in together because I thought that's what had happened, but I wasn't sure. And also because I had to look at, so let's look at the first thing that I ordered. They have an entire collection that's themed around their cat. And we're going to talk about that more later. But this, I don't even know if I'm ever going to use this, but this is the toe beans brush. Look at how cute the end of that, the handle of that brush is. And then look at the bristles. They look like a little cat's paw. And I was like, this is like 10 bucks. I was like, even if I never use this, this will just bring me so much joy to have this little like, and I can just rub it on my face. And it's just a little cute cat's paw, adorable. And then the cat's paw there. So that I did order the palette as well. We'll take that out last and look at that. So those were the things that I ordered. I ordered the toe beans brush and then the Wado potato. Oh my god, I just love it. I love when cats have like weird names. I saw some meme somewhere where it was like dogs' names, and they're like Bella, Chuck, Buddy, Bo, and then they're like cat names, and it's like Cheese Master Wizard the Third, but we call him like Butthole or something. Like it was really funny the way that I know that it can go either way, but sometimes the way that people go really overboard. And so when I saw it, they called him Wado Potato. So here is a little card for MVNDI Cosmetics. Here is a sticker for MVNDI Cosmetics. So those are fun. So now these are the things that they sent me. And Janet, clarify for me, like they just sent these, right? Like you didn't pay for these. Because when I do the video, I should make sure that I'm disclosing correctly. Not that anybody cares enough to like turn me in for anything. The 5s of 10s of people that watch my content, like nobody's coming for me. But so there are 3 lip products, and then there are 3 like highlighters, like loose highlighters. And we had talked about the fact that I love like greenish stuff. I talk incessantly about how I love. You did pay for the 6 items. Okay, so I'll make sure that I talk about that. Well, thank you. I didn't know you were doing that. I didn't know if they were just sending it, but thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so I'll make sure I talk about that correctly when I go through. So these are the highlighters. Ooh, okay. And then we've got, it looks like a bullet lipstick and two liquid lipsticks. Let's see. Sorry for any type. Oh, crunchy, my phone's autocorrect. Autocorrect is not our friend anymore. I don't know what autocorrect is doing. I don't know what they are programming into that demon. Autocorrect has started to change real words into other real words on my phone, and I'm not here for it because you know how if something has been corrected, I don't know, this is I have a Samsung. I'm not a fancy iPhone person, so I don't know if it's the same for everybody. But like on mine, if it corrects a word, it'll have like a little underline, and if I click on it, it'll show me what was there that got corrected to the new thing. And like it's always changing our our to out every time. And I'm just like, what are you doing? And so and yes, and sometimes it's words that are not like the more common word. Like, why would you pick that? It changes it to if a lot. And I'm just like, and I'm a fast typer and I hate editing anyway. So a lot of times it's bad enough that I, with my fat fingers, make enough like errors that it doesn't catch. Because it also doesn't recognize that thanks with a B instead of an N isn't a real word. So it won't change thabkus to thanks, but it'll change it to if and it'll change our to out. And I cannot, I want to lose my mind. I just, that phone, this is the world we live in, and I hate it. Every day could be the day, could be my final day in society where I just can't take it anymore and I run screaming into the woods and become a cryptid and am never seen again except in grainy footage when people are hunting me along with Bigfoot. Like any day could be that day because I cannot take it. I cannot handle it anymore. So yeah, autocorrect is never our friend. So let's look at these highlighters. Let me see. These are loose highlighters. This one, before I open it, turn it over. This one is called Angel Baby. And let's see if they've got. Oh, so this has a little sifter. Oh, and it's got one of those little tiny stickers that my big old fingers. I have a tool here somewhere where I can hopefully get in there and grab it and get it out of there. Let me see if I can. Oh, I've got a little. We're still this declutter. I'm still in the middle of my like. This scissor is getting so much use for everything but what. Oh, there we go. Oh, actually, this is really easy to remove. Okay, let's. Come on. Once I get the corner, I can kind of grab it and get rid of it. There we go. Okay. So this is Angel Baby. Put a little bit on the back of my hand. It looks like I'm about to snort it. It's a little white powder, but I think it's got some like shift to it. Ooh, it's got kind of like a gold or peachy. My lights are always terrible for this, but look at that. That's pretty. Why is my hand so shiny in general? Why does it look like my entire hand is wearing highlighter? But there you can see right here is kind of the that gold shimmer. With a little bit of peach. That's really pretty. Okay. Then we have guap. And this is the one that I think that because I went and peeked around the site and Janet and I talked about it a little bit. And this is like a green. All right. So let's okay. Let's try to shake some of that next to the gold. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Okay, there you can see. I got a little bit more of the pot there. That's that like golden green. Like it's definitely more of a yellowy green shift. Oh, I like that a lot. Oh, that's pretty. Both of those are pretty. Okay. Now let's see. What's the last one? Then we have California Dreamin'. I think I saw this one. I think this is one that's kind of like a peachy color. So these both have like white bases, that kind of white transparent base that can sometimes leave a little bit of cast. But it looks like these don't have much cast. It looks like they're just kind of generally, they've got the shift and then they're pretty. pretty sheer without it, but this one has more of like an orangey peach base, and then it has a green shift to it, which I love. So let's, ooh, okay, I'm very excited for this because I love colors like this. Because this could be great as a highlighter, but it could also be really good as like a blush topper if you've got like an orangey peach blush that's matte and you want to sparkle it up. Oh yeah, look at that. So there is, where is it? Okay. Yeah, it's right here. This reversal on the camera confuses my brain all the time and I can't figure it out. But there you can see how that one has much more of like an actual base. So even as you turn, if you don't get the green flash, you still see, yeah, there you can really kind of see how these other two don't have much like from the very, very side. And then as you turn, you get that flash. That one still has a bit of that peach and it's kind of a pretty peach. And then, oh, but look, green flash. That's pretty. I'm excited to play with those. And those all look really nice together. And now that I've got this peach one on, I feel like I see more of the peach in that kind of gold peach one. It looks, I think you're getting more of the gold maybe on camera, but I like it. Let me go ahead. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. We're doing another impromptu lunch break live just to show off some Mandy cosmetics. Janet had sent me some things, and then I had ordered a palette and a brush. So we looked at the brush. Look at how cute. I just can't get over that. I can't stand it. It's so cute. This is the Toe Beans brush. It's only $10. Like I said, even if I never, because I don't know if I'll use it because I worry that as I brush it and if it gets stained, like I just love it so much that I just am like, I might have to just keep it. Oh, I love it. Don't worry about typos. I am the worst editor. So if you've ever been over to World of Champagne, and if you haven't noticed errors, that is 100% because of my bestie Angie. Because I will try to like edit as I'm going, but I don't love editing. I used to teach in college when I was in grad school. I taught composition for 4 years. And so the desire to like edit and proofread zero. Is zero. It burnt me out. I can't handle it. So I will try to do a little bit as I'm going through, but whenever I publish something, inevitably Angie, when she gets around to reading it, she doesn't even say anything anymore. She just sends me screenshots from the site and just circles things. And I'm like, what did I do now? And so, because I am the worst. I'm here for it. There are worse problems in this world than misspelling a couple things in a text or in a comment. So I'm here for it. Now let's look at some lip products. We have a lipstick in Victory Red, and then we have Dr. Green Thumb and J in liquid lipsticks. Very fun. Let's take out the tube lipstick first. Ooh, that is red. That is like an orangey red. I kind of like that. I just love red lipstick. I prefer, I guess if I had to say it, like I really prefer like a really blue toned lipstick and kind of a little bit deeper where it's very vampy, but I just love all red lipstick. I just think that red lipstick, it's such a statement. And anybody who's like, "Oh, I couldn't wear red lipstick." It's like you just haven't found the right red lipstick yet because different red lipsticks will play up different parts of your undertones or your features or whatever. You just need the right red lipstick. You just need to find the one that like does the thing you need it to do. Look at that. That is rich. It's very creamy. It feels like it's going to be very comfortable. I'm not gonna put it on because I think I have to go on camera at work today, so I think I probably, does it compare to the Oh, good question. That's what I kind of thought when I first pulled it out. I was like, "This seems similar to Hung Van Gogh's, Van Gogh Red." Let me see if I've got, oh, let's see. I've been moving things around and I keep shifting stuff, so can I find Van Gogh Red? Van Gogh Red. Yeah, so let's see, because Van Gogh Red is a very, like, orangey red as well. Ooh, okay. So there is the comparison. So this one is Van Gogh red, and then this one is Victory red. This one has a little bit more of like a shiny, like not fully shiny, but it's got a little bit more glossiness to it. This one is a little bit more matte. This one's a little bit deeper. You can see is a little bit more of the like red leaning to orange. This one's a little bit more orange leaning to red, but they are very similar. I mean, I think that you could obviously, I think you could have either one of these and get that kind of like blood orange look. Um, this one is a little bit, the Hung Van Gogh is a little bit, I don't know if thicker is the right word, but it's like, it's a little bit heavier, in terms of how you put that when you put it on. Neither of them, like I said, when I play with this, when I do the video, I'll maybe play with this a little bit. I don't want to put it on today just in case I end up looking like a clown on my Zoom call. But I feel like this one's going to be a little bit more kind of invisible on the lips. You're not going to feel it as much. This one you feel a little bit more, but it's a little bit more matte. It's a little bit more concentrated. I love that. Yeah, I do. Yeah, this kind of fun tomato red where it's got that yellowish kind of undertone. I like that. Yeah, that orange color is really beautiful. Like this one really does like just kind of strike as almost like a red. It leans a little bit orange, but it's not. Once you see it next to this, it's like, oh, this is really the like, if you want like an orange red, like a blood orange, I think that's a little bit better of an option, the Mandy. All right, so let's take those off. And then, okay. So now, very excited because I know at least one of these is green. I know the Dr. Green Thumb. Good thing I got that advanced degree to be able to tell that. Oh, so this is J, and this is the dark green. Oh, I'm gonna love these because I'm gonna do like a fun. I think when we do the video, I'm gonna do a green lip. And I'm gonna do an ombre of these two because there's Dr. Green Thumb. Excuse me. So there are the two shades, kind of a deep teal green and then more of like an electric green. Let's do a little swatch of these on the back of the hand. Ooh, that's a nice formula. It's not it's not super liquidy, but it's not moussey. I don't necessarily love liquid lipsticks when they're too moussey, when it feels like you're painting on like a lip cream. This is I think my favorites are a little bit more liquidy than this usually, but I do like that this is a very like soft liquidy kind of formula and not super, and at least it's not moussey. I don't like that. That was the trouble I had with the, and with the, if you saw my video about the Trapped collection, chlorophyll, I was so excited because it was a dark teal like this, and it was so like it was just a cream and it never dried down. It was so weird. Now that Dr. Green Thumb, it's not completely opaque on just like one application. It does kind of move around a little bit with that. Now, obviously, that's not on the lips. And with liquid lipsticks, I don't mind if I have to do two coats. Clearly, this is a Sherwin Williams experience when I paint my face. But that I do really like that. I think those are going to ombre really nice. Let me just kind of. Oh, yeah, that's gonna be pretty. Ooh, I kind of like that. I'm interested to see how it dries down. But that I kind of like those together and kind of how they. Yeah, that teal is. I love a teal lip. I love a teal lip so much. I think they're so gorgeous. So very excited. Now, should we get to the palette that's named after their cat? I love this. I love it. Can I tell you, ever since, especially since the pandemic kicked off, the way that I love animals so much more than like just average people on the street. Like obviously people that I know, I like people, but Just like randos, like having to go to the grocery store and being around people, I just am like, ugh, ugh. I've become so unfriendly. But if somebody has a dog, I'm just like, I don't go running up and I'm not like, can I pet your dog? Can I touch your dog? But I'm immediately just like, eyeing them up and down. I'm like, oh, because I just like animals so much more than people. So here is, it's kind of wrapped up and it's got a little cute little cat post-it note that says thank you. Very sweet. And Halloween paper and a little bit of bubble wrap and a little bit of little bubble wrap. And we have, and then a wrapping. Is it just, oh, it must be one of those like shrink wrap machines. I was like, I kept looking for like the place where they fold it over and sealed it, but I think they have like a shrink wrap machine. All right, so this is Wado potato. I just love that so much. Okay, so there we go. Another one. You can see the outside of the palette is the same as the sleeve. And then we have, ooh, this is very pretty. Yes, I think that this will be gorgeous because there are some kind of this metallic shade right here. Redonkulous. Redonkulous. I love that. And there are some kind of like blue shades in here. And there's a couple orange kind of shades. So using the orange and the green with the kind of green purple. I'm already getting ideas. Wado potato, Georgia boy, making biscuits, dad slacks, perforce ones, zoomies, toe beans, pumpkin eyes, sunbathe, Russian blue, cuddly keeker, Keeker, cuddly keeker. I don't. That must be it's something I'm not aware of. And Chunky Boy, we love a chunky cat. Very beautiful. I can already see what kind of look I want to play with, like this deep shade, this kind of purpley shade, this like purpley shade, and this green, and then bring in a little pop of this orange and maybe even that shimmer, and then do like if I do like a matte peach blush and use that peach and green, and then add the green highlight on top of that, and then do an ombre of the green lips. Oh, I can see it coming together. Very fun. Very fun. Oh, yes, that's the best when you run into people who have dogs, and some people hate it, but when I used to go to Seattle a lot, people just brought their dogs everywhere. And I remember the first time I saw it, I was kind of downtown Seattle. It was like near Pike and Pine. The big like landmark Sephora in Seattle is on Pine Street. And I had been there. And then there was a Macy's. And I forget why I walked over to the Macy's, but there was just this woman who was shopping at a makeup counter and had this like beautiful, beautiful golden retriever. But I just from North Dakota, now people are starting to bring dogs more places and things like that, but North Dakota in general hasn't been a very dog friendly, like bring them out into the world kind of place. And so this was the first time that I had just seen somebody out, like where it wasn't a service dog. Obviously, I would see service dogs and they have the little vest or whatever. But this was just, I think he was had a little bow tie, but he was not like a service dog and just was like out enjoying the Macy's. And I was just like, wow, I was like, what's happening? But I love it. It was so cute. So yeah, Keeker could be a little silly nickname. Um, call Princess the Cat who lives here Mrs. Beebs. Yeah, there is something about cats and sometimes dogs. I'm more of a cat person, so like that's more my experience with giving them like funny, weird little nicknames and yeah. So that cuddly Keeker. Um, absolutely. Look at that beautiful cat on that. Oh, he's so cute. I would fight someone in a parking lot for him. He's so cute. He's got that little shirt on. Oh, this is so cute. So I'm very excited. So thank you so much, Janet, for sending over. So like I said, we've got 3 highlighters. We've got 2 liquid lipsticks. We have 1 bullet lipstick. There you can see that. And then we've got a palette. So we've got almost a full face. I may need to bring in some blush from elsewhere, but I think we can do a full, and obviously like foundation. Whenever I say like full face now, I used to get really concerned about if I was going to make like a full face video that I had to try and find brands that also had like a foundation and a concealer. And I just ended up with a bunch of foundations and concealers that I hated. So now I'm just like, if I can do a full face of color cosmetics, that counts for me. And I think that I've got so many blushes that I'll be able to find some blush to work with this, but this is cute. This is really pretty. I'm a fan. I also really like that yellow. And this like marble shade, I always have trouble with how to use those. Um, Especially like those. I mean, that's a yellow, a pink, a blue, and a green. So I'm like, is that just gonna turn brown if I muddle it together? Or do I have to try to get like a little bitty? But that could be one that if I had like a little mixing medium, I could do like a liner with any of those four colors and kind of line my eyes with like a little angle brush. So that could be fun for that. And I know that that's kind of a trend, and a lot of brands do that because it's also just like it's just kind of like cute and it's like a surprise in the palette of you see those things. I don't know that that was another trouble that I ran into if you watched my Trapped collection video, not to sit here and self-promote, but there's a marbled shade that's kind of like maroon with like pearl. And I had a hard time because one eye I got more maroon than pearl, and it was really dark on that side, and then the other side I got more pearl than maroon, and it was really light, and so then I was trying to, like, go back and forth and, like, even them out, and that's one of the things with shades like this is they look really fun in the pan, they're very cool, they make an impression, but I think functionally, they're a little bit harder to use, but I think that using that with a liner brush and some mixing medium, I think I could make some cute liners with that. Because that's like all the primary colors, and so I feel like that might get a little muddy if you just kind of mix it together. But or mixing the green and the blue, or the and then the like red and the yellow, that could be something of mixing just parts of the pan together. Yeah, but this, look at that shade. I just ridiculous, ridiculous. I know that that's gonna be flaky and messy because 'cause I've had shadows like this that have this kinda stamp, but I don't care because they are so beautiful when you put them on. Sometimes the most beautiful things are also the most difficult. That's something I've learned in my life about myself. Oh, she's too pretty to be smart. There we go. So there's that. Yes, into cafes and things, all yeah, and it's becoming more common, and I do see more, like, out shopping. I think a lot of restaurants here are not, like, down to clown with animals yet. I think that that's still not, really kind of come along. Seattle, definitely people are still bringing, um, people were bringing them to restaurants and stuff. But yeah, so I love it when I see animals out and about. I wish cats were, I don't know, easier to train or more controllable because I wish I saw more cats because I do prefer cats to dogs. But I'm not one of those like insane people that like thinks that if you like one, you have to hate the other. That's weird to me. Like I said, I I like any animal more than I like most random people that I don't know. So I have no problem with dogs. I just prefer cats, and I wish that they were around more and I could snuzzle their little faces. I've always wanted to go to in Seattle. I never went in because I had done some Googling online, and there was the hotel that I used to stay at was on Pike Street, and it was kind of at this nice little junction by the highway. And it was basically like if you went, when you went out the hotel, if you went right and went up the hill, you were on Capitol Hill, which is where a lot of the gay bars were. There's a lot of really fun theaters and stuff. A lot of like Ben de la Creme shows were always hosted up there. Jinx Monsoon did some shows up there and stuff. The Unicorn where Mama Tits did her like drag brunches were all up there. So that was all up Capitol Hill. And then if you went down, it was only like 10 blocks to the fish market. And so like there was great restaurants. And if you went one block over to Pine, then you would find the Sephora. And they used to have a PF Chang's. I know I'm trash, but I don't care. I love a PF Chang's. I love a PF Chang's. And I just loved it. It was so fun. And um yeah, I just loved that there were animals and like, oh, so good. I forget why even got onto that because we were talking about cats. Oh, because I would go to Hot Mama's Pizza. So up the hill on Capitol Hill, again, one block over onto Pine, there was this fantastic pizza place. If you're ever in Seattle near Pike and Pine, go to Hot Mama's Pizza. It is so good. And on the way home, like on the way home. That's how much time I spent at that hotel. It felt like home. But you would walk past the Nico Cat Cafe, and I was so tempted to go in. But one of the things with that cat cafe and with a lot of cat cafes is that they're like, don't like you don't approach the cats. They'll just wander around and they may come and they may like visit with you or whatever, but don't like run after them and grab them and those kinds of things. And I'm like, I don't know that I can be trusted. I don't, I don't know. You've got like 10 cats in here, and I'm not supposed to just like try to pick them all up and like hold them all and pet them and cuddle them. Like they have to pick me. Like that. This feels like gym class in high school all over again. I don't like it. I don't like it. And so I haven't gone because I was worried that I was going to break the rules and like get banned. So, because they're like, let them come to you, and I'm like, counterpoint. What if I had a net and I gathered all of them and just like kept them for my own? What if that happened? What if we did that? So I did not go. I did not try it out because I was worried about my own behavior. Oh, yeah, and that's the thing is some animals don't like all the people and don't like all that kind of stuff. So I do appreciate that a lot of the people that I saw in Seattle when they had their pets with them, their pets were very accustomed to being around people. A lot of people didn't bring pets that didn't seem comfortable. That's the thing in North Dakota is nobody has enough self-awareness around here, is that they'll just bring their like wild farm dog that like doesn't know how to behave and is in everybody's crotches and just like tries to bring them somewhere. And it's like, well, you're the reason why people don't want animals at places sometimes, is because you bring these like feral animals that have barely seen another human besides your family, and then they're like insane. But yeah, in Seattle, everybody's pets were like cool. They kind of knew it. I never saw any like dog fights. Like there would be people in the same sort of areas with their pets and things, and I loved it. Teaching in Thailand, hedgehog cafes. That sounds so fun. I did see one time I saw a TikTok of a capybara cafe, and I would love to go to one of those because I do. I'm really fascinated by capybaras, however you say it. They're so cute, and the way that they just like get along with other animals, and like you see like nature footage of them like riding on the backs of crocodiles and stuff, and that they I just love it. I just think they're so cute. I also have a secret fantasy. I'm one of those people that like secretly hopes that I'll find like a baby raccoon or something and just like domesticate a raccoon, or a possum. Oh, that I just want like that's my secret fantasy life. With you have them at the Chester Zoo. I don't think any of the zoos that I've seen around here have them, and I don't know if they've added them. I don't go to the zoos around here very often, but I would love to see them. My, like, secret squad, if I could just, like, build it, I would have, like, little shoulder seats, like, little things, and I would have a raccoon on one side, a possum on the other, and then, like, a baby Bjorn with a cat, and that would be the squad, and we would just like roll through town like that would be my dream. A raccoon, a possum, and a cat. So anyway, I should get back to work. My lunch break time is almost up, but I'm glad that this worked out this time, and I'm glad that this is something that I'm glad we finally got this stream to work. Thank you so much, Janet. That's very, very lovely that you sent me the highlighters and the lipsticks. I'm very excited to play with these in a video. Yeah, definitely we'll be playing with those and creating a look with those and the Wado potato palette. That's so cute. And then not ever using this brush, but just looking at it because it makes me happy. And it's so soft. It's so soft. Mama Chow, I don't care. I still don't like all the dogs at your farmer's market. I don't appreciate being wrapped up in there. Yes, that's the problem. That's what I'm saying about like people in North Dakota not having any sort of self-awareness, is that when we go to the farmer's market, there's always people with dogs. And I don't know what it is about our farmer's market. People have zero self-awareness and zero like appreciation for the fact that they are not the only people in the space and on the planet. And so people with like strollers and then like their whole family, all of their little crotch goblins will like walk in phalanx formation. And it's like, if I have to knock down a toddler, I'm going to prove a fucking point. You don't need to like take up the entire walkway with your entire zoo of crotch goblins. You don't need to do it. Like, keep your people together, and if you bring your dogs, control your fucking dogs, because there are stalls on either side, and there's only so much walkway. I mean, it's not tiny, but once you start adding dogs on long leashes and you add strollers and kids running around, control your group, like control your group so that other people can keep walking. Mama Champagne, my dear, dear Mama Champagne is, I think the technical term is she's a little bit of a stumbly walker faller downer. And so we're always worried because the dogs are going to just like fight all around her and wrap her up in the leashes and just take her away. I don't know what's going to happen. People get crazy and I cannot stand it. I hate that people do not know how to control. That's why like North Dakota's not ready for a lot of like animal friendly spaces because people aren't good at it because they don't know how, they don't take their dog for any kind of training. They just like bring this feral beast that wants to like hop on everything and jump on everything and they barely can be bothered to like pull on the leash at all. I mean, it's just I hate people. I hate them. I don't ever blame the dog. It's not the dog's fault. Like that's the first thing is that it's not the dog's fault. It's the owner. It's the people that are with them and that are supposed to be sort of like in charge and have abdicated all responsibility. I just hate it. But yeah, so I'm gonna go. Thank you, everybody. Let me see if I can remember my outro. Replay crew, you rock. Make sure that you come back after the live. Leave a little comment down below. I'd really appreciate it for the engagement. It's really lovely. So yeah, definitely leave me your thoughts down below. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Or if you are like, why are you trying a new indie brand? Why are you still out here painting that face and being ridiculous? Go ahead and give me that thumbs down. It is all engagement. The algorithm isn't a picky bitch, and neither am I. While you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, become part of the fam, and hit that bell icon so you'll be notified of every future upload. Make sure you change the settings to notify you with all notifications, or it'll be really random, or you just won't get any. So make sure you hit that bell icon. I try really hard to have at least one video a week. We've been building in more lives and more things like that. So definitely come check those out. And if you're really lucky, you might even get a bonus video. Ooh, Mandy Makeup-orific. If you'd like to chat, banter, or commiserate between uploads, all of my social media will be linked down in the description box below, including a link to my website, just pretend it's there, The World of Champagne at janessaj.com. Thank you so much for watching. I love and appreciate all of you, and until I see you again, bye. All right, then the awkward turning off the stream. Someday we'll get this down. Bye.